Good evening, my friends. Wow, Christmas is right around the corner. Hey, Tina. Hey, Stephanie. How are y'all doing? We're going to do a pink heart tonight, y'all. Hello, Miss Lynn. Well, I've definitely had the year of highs and lows, y'all. So, Hello, my YouTube friends, my Unique in the Creek friends, and my Ribbon Shed friends. How's everybody doing? Let's cut some mesh and chit chat just a bit. We got some real pretty mesh tonight, y'all. Pink and red. We're going to cut 8 pieces, 20 inches. Got a break in the roll. And I lost count dealing with it. That would be 7. All right, so now we need 15 pieces, 8 inches. All right. You're good, Lynn. I gotta get something, y'all. It's staring at me going, go ahead, use me up. And I'm like, you know, that's a good idea, so we're going to. All right. All right, so because of how we're going to do this wreath, we're also going to go ahead and cut our ribbon. Thank you, Miss Kelly. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to add some picks. So because we're going to add picks, we're going to cut our ribbon 14 inches. And we just need 8 pieces of what is going on here. That's a new little... Never seen that before, but okay.
That's new.
The serger went off track. Hello, Pumpkin and Lily Lou. Okay, hold on. All right, so we only need 8 pieces for the outside because of how big our wreath attachment is. And we're just using the circle, the large round for this. If you're not going to use picks and you just want to use ribbon, I only cut it 12 inches. Whoop, what was that? We forgive you. Okay. Yeah, if you cut your ribbon 14 inches and you're not putting anything else on it, your ribbon kind of looks gangly to me. Personal opinion, y'all. Personal opinion. It just looks out of place because it goes so far past, because it goes past your mesh. Whereas when you cut it 12 inches, because you're not putting anything else on there, your mesh kind of cradles it and it looks nicer. My opinion, y'all. I'm entitled to my opinion. And yes, the craft supplies are plotting against me tonight. I will be victorious. Good evening, Nancy and Lorraine. Hello, Guadalupe. All right. When it comes to me, I'd bet on me every time. Because sometimes I define winning as throwing it away. Anybody else? Sometimes the victory is just throwing it away. Kind of like walking away from a toxic relationship. That's winning. When you walk away from a toxic relationship, it's winning, y'all. So sometimes, with throw it away. Just saying. I've made a couple wreaths in my life since I started doing this, and I mean maybe one or two, maybe 3 or 4. But I started them and I had good intentions, and then it didn't turn out so well, and then I would set it aside to fix it. You know, when I get inspiration, you know, oh, okay, this is what it needs, kind of thing. I had a wreath this past Christmas that was one of those wreaths. And it sat to the side, and it sat to the side, and it sat to the side. And then finally making Christmas wreaths was over. I was never inspired on how to fix it. I told my husband, throw it away. And he said, are you sure? I'm like, yep. I'll take a victory however I can. All right, so we're going to start with the 20-inch mesh on the outside. I kind of like to take my pipe cleaners and get them ready for me to put my mesh in. Are y'all ready for Christmas? Everybody done with their Christmas shopping? Well, I hate to break it to you, Miss Steph. If you have that pile of misfit wreaths, it's probably time that you salvage whatever you can off the wreath and move on. Like every now and then, I might salvage the frame. That's one thing I like about the Unique and the Creek board, y'all. If I'm trying to salvage the frame, I flip it over on the back and I go clip, 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 clip. Garbage. Not a problem. I am literally the person that if it's not bringing you joy, goodbye. My daughter said she wanted a new desk. I said, Merry Christmas. She got a new desk.
It's a very nice.
I guess it would have been more of a Christmas present, but she had to assemble it herself. Maybe I should have helped assemble it. Maybe I should have had my husband assemble it. What do y'all think?
No.
How many of y'all think assembly should be included in the Christmas present?
I feel. Also,
My daughter says she loves assembling things too. That was, you know. You're like, I bought it, now you earn it. Assemble that. Ooh. You have high expectations of Mama's wallet there,
I
child.
said buy it myself.
Shh, calm down. Calm down.
My wallet was crying after I bought my first laptop.
Maybe you should step in, Stephanie. Just a thought. I am using the big board, yes. What do you want, Lily? Stay on your side of the room, dog. All right, my friends, because of how we're doing this frame, we're going to go ahead and put our ribbon on the outside. Tiffany graduated with her Associates in Science degree Monday, yes. She still has 3 degrees to go. She's going to go for her bachelor's next, then her master's, and then her doctorate. Go, Tiffany. Go, Tiffany. It's kind of funny she graduated while she's still taking classes. Darn, Lynn, you would be the one to call me out on that. I still haven't finished the sewing room. I was trying to wait for the sewing room to get finished before I gave the tour. Letia. Letia.
Apparently the dogs did not like that.
Yeah, life happened and some things got put on hold, yo. I was hoping to get it done before the bulk of my busy season. I did not. So, I will be Probably taking some time for myself. And get that stuff done, because I don't like unfinished business in projects. The biggest holdup is trying to figure out how to make the most of the space, because I need an ironing table and my sewing table, and that room is only like a 8 by 10. It's small. Tiffany's going to Murray State for her bachelor's. And then after that, my poor little girl's probably going to have to finally move off and go to another university for her master's in what she's wanting to do. Because it does not appear that the program will be ready at Murray State in time. Lorraine, I do, when I'm like, no, I don't want to, like, I thought about that, but I really like my big ironing table that I have. Right, Pam? I've got it all. I've got it sketched out on graph paper. So yeah, the puzzle has begun.
Hi, Mom. Hi, everyone.
Bye, Pumpkin. An ironing board isn't really big enough for some of the projects that I do. So yeah, but they're connected, Lynn, which you will see when I finally give y'all the tour. All right, so now we're going to put our 15-inch mesh on the inside. See, mine's got a closet, and that's what makes it complicated, Pam, because when you throw a closet in a window, it's like, okay. I would prefer that there was no closet. That there was no, extra, and it's yeah, I would actually prefer that. Okay, so the reason for the mesh in the middle, because, like, look, check this out. The heartwood cover is to support the heart. I don't want it smashed down into... So basically with having a closet, I'm having to contend with two doors. The entryway door and then the closet door. And I'm trying to decide if I just want to incorporate the closet as part of the craft room or just leave it as spare clothes. So decisions, decisions, decisions. Hello, Joanne. How are you? I can already tell you, if I had a triple, I already know, with a triple bay window, like that would be where my desk would be at. I would have my back to the window. I'd have my window seating and my desk there. That part I would know. Right off the bat. Hello, Miss Glenda. How are you? So, believe it or not, I think all but 2 of the things I'm using tonight is supposedly labeled as Christmas stuff. Since they've incorporated pink into Christmas, pink, and red, you can use a lot of your leftover Christmas supplies for Valentine's Day, which I think is really nice for those of us that sell wreaths. It gives us an opportunity to further dwindle down our supplies. Because some people store those things. I don't store my supplies. I used to, not anymore. Doesn't that Dreambox have a fold-out desk, Pam? All right, let me get my 1 zip tie out. Do. That way we know top from bottom. Well, hello, Miss Lori Franklin. How are you? Look, I used the zip tie, and here comes Lori. She sensed it. The use of the zip tie. All right, my friends, I made the mistake last time of only using 1 zip tie, and it was difficult to pull my heart. We're just going to use 2 zip ties this time and rectify that mistake. I only will make a mistake once, I hope. Actually, I think I'll just use 2 of my long zip ties. Pipe cleaners. My 1 zip tie, but I have a surprise project coming up. Surprise project coming up for y'all, and I will be using zip ties for this project, okay? I do. I always look at my attachments to see if one side looks better than the other. Like every now and then, you know, there might be a spot. Anybody else inspect their stuff? I have a surprise project coming up. Lori hasn't even done this ever. Aha! Lori's gonna be all up in my private message. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Surprise to you. Surprise to everyone. But it won't be till after the first of the year, y'all. Okay, granted, I don't use zip ties often, but I do it at least 3 times a year. I guess I need to do it at least 4, that way I'm doing it quarterly, right? I leave for my cruise on the 18th. Nope, y'all got me one more time. Saturday. All right, we're going to grab this heart. Jackie just said she's going on her first cruise. Oh, Nancy, it's the easiest way. I don't even know, like, because I haven't been to Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they have the hearts out this year or not. Like I said, they were new for last year, so I would imagine they'll have them again this year. And they weren't expensive. It wasn't expensive. I just happened to walk in when the Valentine stuff was on sale. They were on sale, and I said sold. You know, because I only make a couple of Valentine's wreaths a year. Last year I did cowboy boots for Valentine's, which I believe that's what we will be doing Saturday because that actually sold really well. If you have the patience of Job, you can E6000. I am an instant gratification wreather. I want to dry right now and ready to go. If it's not going to work right now, we're not doing it. That's my motto. I don't mind taking 2 to 3 hours to make a wreath. But if I have to wait for the paint to dry, Jackie ain't doing it. At least I'm honest, you know, at least I'm in touch with myself and I'm honest. Oh, mercy. Still doesn't work for me. Because I know, see, it's a psychological thing. Because I know if I use these, I'm still having to wait for the E6000 to dry. To cure, actually, not dry, cure. So no, I'm good. Besides, when you stab holes into wreath attachments and stuff, it kind of makes you feel better. It's the violence without the violence. All right, here we go. We're going to use these things again. We used them on the last one. It just turned out so pretty and so pretty tonight. We're going to use them again. And because I still have some left over, so why not? See, there you go, Lori. I know you've got a nice pick, Lori, because I sent it to you. Try it sometime. You might like it. Sometimes, you know, you gotta, if you got into an argument that day with somebody, just picture yourself poking somebody's eyes out. You'll feel better. That's all I'm saying. Ugh. They need context AI, not just word monitoring AI. Context, context. By the way, I gotta tell y'all something kind of funny. My daughter today, my daughter doesn't apparently understand that sometimes when you ask a question, it doesn't necessarily sound like a question. There's a tone to it. Okay? But my daughter, she's got to do some pet sitting. And she's got to go and meet the client. It's a new client, so she always goes and meets the animals and makes sure everything's, you know, up and up. That her and the furries get along and everything like that, right? Anyway, so I was trying to verify the date with her when she asked me what time would be good, and I said, on the 20th? You know, it's kind of like in the tone, the question. And my daughter got frustrated because she was like, you know, didn't think I was answering her question, but I was trying to verify on the 20th so that I could look at my calendar and make sure of what time. You know, Lori, if you think about it, if Facebook really monitored me that well, they'd have kicked me off their platform a long time ago. Just a thought. Now, if I ever get kicked, if Facebook ever starts monitoring my thoughts, I'm doomed. I mean, I'm doomed. Gig is up. If they ever figure out a way to get into my brain and monitor my thoughts, it's over. Actually, it'd be over for a lot of influencers. Did the chat freeze, or am I talking to myself? Okay, that was weird, Lynn. I saw your comment pop up on one thing and disappear. That was weird. Behind the scene, I'm monitoring two different places where the chat pops up, just in case, because, you know, I really want to make sure that I see all the comments. That would be why. Well, one place didn't delete it. See, Pamela saw it. I'm not crazy. Nice try for making us think we are, Lynn. Okay? I may not be emotionally stable these days, but I am still mentally stable. I realize some people would debate that too. All right, my friends, one more pick to get ready. And then we will be assembling. Now, I guess I could do this beforehand and not bore some of y'all, but if I did this beforehand, then you wouldn't know how to cut these picks apart to make it so it's more than one. Because there's kind of like points in which you can cut this one and get 7 picks out of it. I really need 8, but we're going to make 7 work. All right. Now, as we do this, we're going to fix our ribbon. As well. We're going to start out with the red pick. Well, some people get upset and they're like, well, you could have prepped that before the live, and what do you learn? I'm here to teach. Did you learn how to cut it apart? Where to cut it apart? If I prep it all before the live? No, you did not. It's like you can save some money if you just see the potential of how many picks you can get out of a pick. Sometimes it's kind of like if you look at a person, don't just see the person, but see the potential there. So what kind of Christmas traditions do y'all have? All right, now we're going to come back with the white one. And we're going to go between where the red ones are at. Let's go. You know, Miss Pamela, some people wake up every day just to complain, and if that's that kind of person they are, they get to me, they're complaining to a deaf ear. I ain't listening to it. I will have nothing to do with that level of toxic. Shrimp? Huh. I've heard of a few, like, I've never heard of shrimp on the menu. But I guess anymore with the price of groceries, even shrimp's becoming a treat. All right, so now we're going to come back with the pink. And we're going to layer that in on top of the red because the red is such a bold, strong color. And this pick just kind of goes wee, so it'll blend in with the white too. We do on Christmas Day. We do a dinner on Christmas Eve, but then on Christmas Day, I'm with you, Lynn. We do like a deep fried night. If you want to eat it, it's got to go in the deep fryer. You trying to get me to say? He goes, wee. Uh-oh. I messed up, y'all. I had to fix it. I know what I did. And I'm gonna pray I can pull this out. Nope, I need that one. Come here. Come here. Come. Thank you. I knew I couldn't use one of these picks because I only had 7 after really needed 8. And I forgot. Hi, Pam. We do ours Christmas Eve, and then we'll do it again, Lynn. We do it again on New Year's Eve. Deep fried. Of course, I won't be able to participate this year because my doctor called me. I went to my doctor to get my yearly, and they said, by the way, you're diabetic. So I think I'll be doing a salad with a little bit of deep fried, not the whole course. Actually, it's funny, Lynn. I got the notification. This is funny because in this day and age, I got the notification first that I had a prescription at the pharmacy. So I pulled it up to see what it was, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I was like, well, that's not the medicine we discussed. What is that? So I Google it, and I was like, oh. Then I got the phone call the next day. Like the pharmacy told me before my doctor did. Let's do a big old bow, y'all, because y'all know I like a big bow. Somebody's sneaking into my room. It's my daughter. What is that look on your face?
That probably looks like I was planning a murder.
Sometimes I can, Lynn, and sometimes I can't.
Oi. Hello?
Oh, Ozempic.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
oh, my. Oh.
Now remember what I said. If you can't match up your pinks perfectly or any of your, put a few in there. So we're going with a fuchsia, and the reason we're going with a fuchsia too is because I really wanted to use these, and they kind of, and this. So we're all over the place with our pinks, my friends. I think they need to change the standard on how they diagnose diabetes, and that's just based on my personal experience here as of past few years. Like, if you're having vision problems and you notice, like, your vision going up and down, better or worse sometimes. You're probably diabetic. And I've been having that problem for quite some time now. I think this needs a stripe ribbon in here. What do y'all think? The problem is I don't think I have a stripe. I think the one I have and I'm looking at is green and white stripe and not red and white. But I have a stripe as swirl ribbon if my daughter would be so kind to hand it to me. Up there.
Up way.
All the way up there. Is red and white right there underneath the green. Nope, over, back, back. See where the green's at? Underneath it. Move the ribbon. Move the green ribbon. Ah, there it is.
It's camouflaged room.
If you move the green ribbon, all will reveal itself. I think we can do this, y'all. We're going to do this. My opinion is, why not? If I was doing a peppermint themed 4th of July wreath, I would use this ribbon. 2 tools. I don't know if I've told you this, but my daughter's 2 dogs, she's got 2 Yorkies. They're like stalkers. So do they keep you on the medicine, Pamela, or do they just say, well, you don't need it anymore, bye, and kick you off the medicine? I'm confused. Because I thought if you got your A1C down, you were considered diabetic under control. But 4.3 is pretty low. Hello, Jessica, how are you? Every now and then I think that automatic captioning is making fun of my accent, y'all. Because Facebook made updates and changes here lately. Because, you know, if something isn't broke, don't worry about it. Give them a couple days. Would anybody be surprised? I bet there isn't one person here, not a single person, that can remember when Facebook, the last time Facebook worked a way that you enjoyed. And if you can, I know it's been at least 8 to 10 years ago. Jessica's like, has it ever worked? Mm-hmm. I just use my Google Calendar for anybody that like I use my Google Calendar and I set reminders there. It really made it look sweet, didn't it, Nancy? It kind of gives it that, especially since I'm going to put some peppermint pieces in there. I have a daily nap alarm. I'm guilty of that. I don't sleep well at night. I average about 4 hours of sleep at night, so naps are a daily thing. I knew I heard somebody putting around my work area, and I'm like, who is this now? It's my husband. Mr. Chocolate's here to... Are you checking on me or stalking me? Because the other one was a stalker. You need to turn that heater off. Thank you. I was starting to cook like the turkey on Thanksgiving Day. I'll tell him you said hi, Lynn. He's already scooted off. He started his new job today, Lynn. And it made me happy because it's the first time in years he came home with a smile on his face. Which made me go, he should have changed jobs a long time ago. Now, I could have got these bigger. They have these in 3 different sizes at the Ribbon Shed. I could have got these bigger, okay, which normally I would, blah, blah, blah. But, with the heart being so big, I was like, I don't think so. Yep, my husband's actually been off work for the past 2.5 weeks, taking a little vacation before he started his new job. Thank you, Susan. My daughter's the same. She's not a pink fan, but she likes this stuff. Ta-da-ta-da! So the first Valentine's wreath that I made the other day wasn't necessarily cliche Valentine's Day. It was actually more of a wreath that you could do every day because I incorporated florals and greenery with it. Now this one is more cliche. Okay. My husband's been in the car business for 22 years. It was time to retire from that and move on. So he did. And I, for one, am really happy that he did. I'm ready for new stories. I'm ready for a different conversation. I sold cars for a while before I went full-time making wreaths. So I've had the conversations. So I was ready for something new with him. Some of y'all been married to a spouse that's been in a job for a long time. You understand what I mean about new conversations. All right, my friends, Saturday I'll be making the last Valentine's wreath that I will make unless, and I say that and then somebody probably ends up custom ordering one. But typically I only make 3, but I'm going to show you how to make something that's more of really an everyday wreath. And we're going to do that with a pink cowboy boot. Okay? So, y'all have a great rest of the week. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. As always,